When times are really hard, I have always found that being productive helps. Something about cleaning and decluttering, watching the visual mess disappear, it can be helpful, so we're going to do that today. This video is going to be pretty raw and real, and I do want to go ahead and get this out right at the beginning. I also wanted to give a trigger warning because we will be talking about pregnancy loss. You may or may not know this if you follow me over on Instagram, but we unfortunately experienced a miscarriage at 13 weeks. I filmed this video maybe 4 days after my D&C. When you are completely heartbroken, it can feel impossible to get up and do anything at all, and I'm honestly not sure what the healthiest way is to cope with loss and miscarriage. But I know that if I lay down right now, I honestly might never get back up. So I am choosing to keep pushing, keep myself busy, and hopefully put in the work to heal with time. I definitely do not want to bring others down or spend the entire video talking about something so sad. So again, I just wanted to get it out there like right in the beginning. I'm trying to keep this as normal as possible, but I also wanted to be sure to acknowledge that today's video is sponsored, and it feels wrong in a way to talk about a miscarriage in a sponsored video. But if I'm being totally honest, I have a lot of work right now that I'm contractually obligated to submit and post by certain dates, and I just did not have it in me to film a whole separate unsponsored video to talk about this experience. With all that being said, we're going to work on cleaning up my house, doing some decluttering, so hopefully you find this motivating, and I will also be giving a little update on trying to sell our home and buy a new one. Something that I completely dropped the ball on lately was emptying the dirty water tank from both my current robot vacuum and my wet dry vacuum. And if you've ever owned either one of those things, that is the number one rookie mistake. In my defense, I had other things going on to worry about, but I definitely had some regrets when I went to clean these two things out. They smelled so badly, and there was even some fuzzy mold growing inside of them. I actually took the dirty water tank from the wet dry and brought it outside to hose it down because I could not bear the thought of cleaning this out in my kitchen or bathroom sink. And then when I was done doing that, I decided to just go ahead and clean out my stick vacuum as well. The filter was pretty gross, and there was so much of my hair wrapped around the roller brush. Not my favorite thing to clean, but unfortunately just has to get done. So I dealt with that so I could quickly vacuum the floor in my bedroom. But anyway, if you can't remember if you've emptied any of your dirty water tanks, this is your reminder to go check them. I did want to go ahead and mention here, I don't even know if I really need to do this, but just in case I get a comment, because I could just see it happening. I can always pretty much see the comments in my head before I post something. Yes, I'm wearing incredibly short shorts in this video, and that's not something I would typically wear in a video, but again, this was just a couple days after having my D&C surgery. I was a little bit swollen. My stomach has not yet returned back to normal after everything that I've gone through. My clothes just do not fit me properly right now, and so I just wanted to wear something comfortable. And sometimes it looks like I'm not even wearing pants in this video, but I am wearing pants. I can assure you they're just quite short and a little bit tight right now because of everything that I've gone through recently with my body. I try to dress relatively conservatively or modestly in my videos, but this week I just didn't have a lot of options, so please try not to comment. I was definitely self-conscious about it. My mom had come over the night before and made us dinner. It was so great. She made us stuffed shells and meatballs and some garlic bread, and most of the dishes went home with her since they were hers, but there was quite a few still in the sink to be dealt with. I have definitely been behind on dishes, and as much as my husband tries to help, he just does not do them the same way that I do. Is anybody else like this? I always think I want help, and then someone tries to help me, and I can't appreciate it because it's not done the way I would have done it, if that makes sense. It's definitely a character flaw of mine. I'm fully aware of that. I try not to be critical of others, especially when they're just trying to help, but I'd usually just rather do the chore myself if possible. Since we are definitely discussing some mental health and just things going on in our lives in this video today, I was hoping that you guys would leave a comment letting me know something that cheers you up when you're down. Like, I need all the suggestions, anything you have. I've been trying to read more because it helps like kind of distract my brain from my thoughts and stuff like that. Obviously, like cleaning and decluttering can be helpful for me, spending time with my children. But I'm having a hard time finding like joy in the little things every day right now. So it just would be helpful if you guys leave me some comments and some suggestions for some things you do to cheer yourself up when you're going through something. Those are ants. You're not imagining anything. We do tend to get these sugar ants every year. This year has actually been not that bad with them, but nothing is going to attract a group of them faster than a maple syrup spill. So we're going to deal with that now. I also needed to go through the food a little bit in the pantry. When I was pregnant, I was extremely sick for 2 months straight. I'm talking constant nausea, food aversions, like I couldn't even describe. Plus you add in the fatigue. I had a really hard time even opening my pantry at all because my sense of smell was off the charts and that triggered the nausea. All that being said, that is why I haven't gone through the food in a while. I didn't want to do like a full declutter where I take absolutely everything out, but I did want to at least sort things somewhat and eliminate some of the excess packaging. Into today's video, I wanted to thank today's sponsor, which is Pair Eyewear. And before we get into any of it, I wanted to say how grateful I am for how flexible they've been with me, because as you guys know, my family's been going through a lot. So thank you very much to them for just being so understanding and so kind through everything. But like I said, today's video is sponsored by Pair Eyewear. If you guys have watched my channel for a long time, then you might remember that I used to wear glasses all the time. I no longer wear them all the time, but if I'm working at my computer, then you will not catch me without my Pair Eyewear blue light glasses. I love these clear frames. I think they're so cool. This is the Finley base frame. But something that makes Pair Eyewear so fun and so unique is that you can buy interchangeable magnetic top frames. And then you can continuously change the style of your glasses. I have these really fun and bright kind of iridescent top frames, but then if I'm headed out of the house, I also have the tortoise sun top. I can easily go from just regular glasses to sunglasses, just like that. They have so many different styles of top frames for you to choose from. So however you like to express yourself, whatever colors you like to wear, whether you like neutrals or you like neon colors, they have everything. Like I said, my frames are blue light lenses, but you can also add a prescription as well. I know that shopping for glasses online can be a little bit scary. Will you like them? Will they fit your face? But Pair Eyewear has thought of everything. You can actually virtually try on their glasses on their website. I have found that going to shop for glasses at the store is not only expensive, but it's also so time consuming and difficult. So I love that you can shop for glasses on Pair Eyewear without having to leave your house. It's just so much more convenient and their prices are super affordable. If you would like to try out Pair Eyewear, you can just click the link in my description box and you can actually save 15% off your first pair using my code Elaine15. Once again, I just want to say a huge thank you to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring today's video. I personally find that summertime is the hardest season to keep my house clean because I would so much rather just be outside with my kids, go to the beach with my kids, do things with my children and my husband than be inside my house cleaning when the weather's beautiful, especially living in New England where we only get nice weather for such a short period of time every year. I really want to embrace it as much as possible. But I will say that when I actually make myself get up and clean up the clutter and put things away, it really doesn't take me that long. Like honestly, if I set a timer for how long it takes me to fully tidy my house, it'd probably take me like 15-20 minutes or something like that. It's really not that bad, But when I look around at the mess, sometimes it can just feel like so incredibly daunting. And in my head, I believe it's going to take a lot longer than it actually will. I just always feel so much better when I take care of it and things are back where they belong and it feels like we have a fresh start. And especially when my mental health is a dumpster fire, it certainly helps me to just feel a tiny bit better. I like to have all of the surfaces, like the dining room table, the entry table that we have, our island, our counters, all of them just completely clutter free and then wiped down. And then of course I like to have my floors clean as much as possible. So I'm vacuuming them really quickly, and then I'm also going to go ahead and use my Swiffer. I have so many different floor cleaning options. Like you guys know, I've got the wet dry vacuum, which vacuums and mops at the same time. I've got my stick vacuum, and then I've got a robot vacuum. I used to have a steam mop, but unfortunately that broke, so I do need to get a new one of those. But I really just like my Swiffer sometimes, and mostly it's because I like the scent. It adds like a really nice scent to my house, so I'll just go ahead and use this on occasion for a quick wipe down of my floors. Had my doorbell ring with these flowers from my brother and sister-in-law, so I'm crying, but they make me happy, so I'll have to add them to my flower garden that I currently have going. I am just very grateful for all the people in my life. Everybody has been so kind to me through all. I have been kind of letting things go for the last couple of months because I was very nauseous when I was pregnant, so I think we're gonna work on this cabinet. It's also pretty bad, but the real winner is this one because I have like so many papers to go through. Now we need to tackle a little decluttering in my kitchen. As some of you may know, we packed up a large majority of the stuff in our house because we were moving and trying to live minimally and get ahead of the packing. Well, we did not end up moving. I'll talk more about that later, but in the last couple months, while we've been going through some hard times, I have not been able to keep up with keeping things clutter-free and organized, especially before showings. I would just shove crap into the cabinets to get them out of sight and close them and not think about it again. It goes against absolutely everything I believe in and preach to you guys and every rule I set for myself when I went through a huge declutter of our home. There will be setbacks in your journey, and this era of my life has definitely been one of them. But I was determined to clean up my act a little bit and get some clutter out of my house.
Outside my window, is everything pale and cold? Can't seem to pick up my phone. It's been ringing all day long. Behind these clouds, I know.
In this corner cabinet, I had shoved so much of my son's end of year schoolwork and unfortunately a couple bills as well. So yay me, I had some late fees. Whenever I talk about receiving paper bills, people are shocked that I still get any of those. It's not by choice. It's usually doctor's offices for whatever reason, despite living in Massachusetts where we have wonderful doctors and hospitals. Not all of them will bill you electronically. We usually get paper bills from them. Also, tolls. We drove from Massachusetts to North Carolina back in April, and we received a toll from the state of Maryland in the mail. That's the one I forgot to pay. So what would have been a $25 bill turned into $125. I was so mad at myself for that one. So this is your sign to not shove things into cabinets like this. I certainly have some regrets.
Tired of sleep, too tired to do anything else than doing nothing.
You guys have watched my entire decluttering journey unfold here on my channel, all the highs and lows of it. I have talked so much about all the lessons I've learned along the way. I felt like for a while there, I had beat the system. Like I was living a relatively clutter-free life. I wasn't spending much anymore. I was finally using stuff up before I bought new things. And last summer into last fall, I think I felt the best mentally I ever have in my life. And a lot of that has to do with all of the decluttering that I did. It makes me sad to say that I've had some setbacks recently with everything going on in our lives. My mental health has taken quite a hit. And when you're going through some kind of emotionally distressing things, it can impact your entire life. You might feel low energy and everyday tasks become difficult and exhausting. And then you fall behind, things pile up. You also might find yourself feeling emotionally attached to objects again, even if you thought you had overcome that before. You may find yourself spending money and purchasing new things for that quick little boost of serotonin. I've definitely been experiencing these things recently, and I'm choosing not to beat myself up over it. I know I will get back to where I was eventually. Anyway, all of that being said, I just want to say that if you are in a similar position right now, if you've had some setbacks recently, you are definitely not alone. There are just so many different seasons of life, and some of them are a lot better than others, and some of them are super, super hard. So just try to stay positive and remember that this too shall pass. That's kind of just what I keep repeating to myself lately.
Can't do nothing else than doing nothing. Inside my room, the heat's like
I won't lie, you guys, I've been kind of in my spending era a little bit since all of this happened, and just now I had my latest purchase delivered. It's a bamboo outdoor side table, but I promised Carson I would take him to go get a McFlurry, so we're gonna head out and go get those, and then maybe when we get back I will build this. I just needed something for when I'm sitting outside with the kids to like put my drink on and just be able to put my stuff down next to me. I guess I'm excited to have this.
how the song will be.
I'll try to remember to link this in my description box. I'm like the worst content creator or influencer ever because a lot of the times I forget to link things, and I really should be better about that. But this was so easy to put together. It took me no time at all. I really like it. It's good quality, and I've definitely found it helpful when I'm outside with the kids. I don't know about you guys, but I really do not like just like holding things in my hands at all times, like holding a drink or something. I just want to put it down somewhere. So I'm glad that I finally have something to put next to my chair and put my stuff down.
Nothing else than doing nothing.
It is kind of raining out here right now, but yeah, this took me like 2 seconds to put together, and it's really lightweight, so I can just carry it around the yard with me when I'm out here with the kids and I actually have somewhere to put my stuff down. So my camera's fogging up because it's so humid out here. In all this chaos of trying to buy a home, trying to sell our home, all that stuff, I honestly, like, after everything that's happened in the last month, I'm ready to just throw in the towel, to be honest. Like, I'm ready to just put on the addition and move on with my life and just kind of live a normal life for a little while, because I truly feel like I have been beaten down and I just don't have it in me to continue trying to go through this process. So I'll kind of show you guys what I'm thinking if we did do an addition. Okay, so I'm so sorry it's so humid out that my camera is going to keep fogging up, but what I'm thinking is that we would remove the deck entirely and pull the house out. We marked it the other day, so if we were to add a 20-foot addition, it would end up being right where that white line is. The white line is pretty close to where the mulch is, so kind of visualize from the mulch, but we would probably put a garage over here and then a sunroom, so the screen door would end up opened up and we would have a sunroom, and then potentially like a laundry room. And then you guys might remember that the addition that we had planned to put on before would have come out to, sorry, you're gonna hear crying because my toddler's losing his mind right now trying to climb the slide. His feet are too slippery right now, so it's not working. All right, we're gonna try to dry the slide. Okay, so now that he can climb the slide, maybe I'll be able to talk. Addition that we we're going to put on would be on this side of the house. It would come right up to where the deck currently is, but then also we're thinking of adding like laundry, sunroom, garage. So anyway, so we're thinking about bringing this out further, and then we would add on master bedroom, master bathroom, closet, and another bedroom slash office. So we would be adding on like pretty much double, if not more than double the size of our house is currently. The reason why we didn't end up doing the addition last year is because we felt like the property value would not be worth how much money we would be spending on the addition, if that makes sense. Like the addition would cost us more than what our house would end up being worth. And also we do live on a busy street, so we really wanted to be in a neighborhood, but again, I feel quite beaten down from everything in life, and I'm ready to just do the quickest, easiest thing for us to get more space and kind of have more of what we want. And honestly, like, I have no desire to move anymore after everything that's happened. Maybe it's just still all very raw, but as of right now, I don't want to go through any of it anymore.
Subside, not the kind of love that fades with time. She lingers on your lips, running circles in your mind. You might think you found the alchemy to soften all her